Hey tribe, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to increase money, okay? How to increase wealth, but we're going to really talk about in a sense of course, manifesting and the law of prosperity. How to increase the law of prosperity, but we're going to focus on money here, okay? And by the way, comment below, let me know your thoughts on this, or if you just want to say hi, say hi. But anyway, it only comes down to two things, only two simple things that you really have to understand, you really have to get. And even though these two things are flippin' simple, they can be really extremely hard to do. That's what you have to understand, my friends. Okay? They can really be hard to do because when I tell you them here in a second, what happens is these two things are tied to our emotions around money. And when we get emotional around money, we don't make the best decisions. You understand? So what are they? What are these two things? Okay, and they go hand to hand. What you really have to understand about money, okay, maybe right now you're in a state of you don't have enough money, so you want more money. Okay, that's where a lot of people are. Okay, you don't have enough, you want more. You want your dream life. You want to live life in your terms, baby. You want your dream house, your dream car. Okay, maybe you want to be a millionaire. Make sense? It doesn't matter what it is around money. You want more. Okay, but what you have to get, and what you really have to understand, is how the law of prosperity works around money. Is see, when you don't have enough money, what's the main habit you do? Make you think here for a second. What do you do when you don't have enough money? What's the main bad habit you do when you don't have enough? When you have the feeling of emotion of lack in your life, what do you end up doing? You cling to it. You understand? You have a firm grip around money. You don't want to release it. You don't want to let it go because you don't have enough. Okay. So the reasoning behind it is I have to have a firm grip on it, Chad, because if I don't control it, if I don't have this firm grip, I can't spend it because I need it. I need to pay my bills. Okay. Now, what you have to understand is when you cling to your resources, you cling to this money, you got a death grip on it. What's the main signal you're giving off? The main signal is scarcity, my friends. So once you cling to something, it's scarcity. It could be something simple as, I fell in this trap where maybe it was a family birthday, and when I got close to the family birthday, maybe income went down, or I was without a job or something like that. And, I wouldn't get them a birthday present. You know what I mean? I would cling to my resources. And when you cling, you have a death grip, and you tell yourself no, it's reasonable. You tell yourself, well, I don't have, I'm in between jobs right now. Money went down, you know what I mean? And this used to be me, when I used to work in entertainment, lots of times around the holidays, sometimes I would have a whole month off from the holidays. So with entertainment is you don't work, you don't get paid. Okay. So lots of times around the holidays, I would find myself clinging to my resources. Again, and every time you cling, that's scarcity. Okay. Now what's the opposite? The opposite is, besides clinging to it, okay, you're over here. The law of prosperity is you got to release it. Okay, that's why I said this is hard, because when you have a death grip around your resources of money, and it's emotion, emotion is wrapped around this because you don't have enough, or you think you don't have enough. Okay, but when you think you don't have enough, you're just binding scarcity around your life. Scarcity, a poverty mindset. You're putting yourself in poverty. Okay. But what you should be doing is releasing it. Okay. No matter if your resources are low, you still release it. You understand? You still go to that birthday party. You still buy a birthday present. Okay, you still release it because it shows that you have prosperity in your life. It shows that you have divine right. It shows abundance is infinite. That source is inside you. Abundance is your birthright. See, if you really believe abundance is your birthright, if you really believe source, God is going to take care of you, you have divine right, dominion on this earth. If you really believe this stuff, well, you wouldn't have a death grip on money. Okay. Another thing I want to share with you. Okay. When you study wealthy, okay, what ends up happening when you study wealthy people, see, wealthy people have learned, okay, because they've been in both scenarios. They've been in scenarios where they have a death grip, which all the death grip does is bring more scarcity in your life. Then they've learned to release it because once success started coming in, once they started making more and more money, once abundance of money started coming in, what ends up happening? Okay, what happens is you naturally release it because you have an overflow of money coming in. So what ends up happening when you naturally release it, you see the successful, ultra successful, what they've learned is, well, when I released it, more came to me. When I released it, more opportunities came to me. That's why the successful, when they think back on their lives, that's why they think like, oh, with all these lean years, all the years I had a death grip on stuff, all I needed to do to speed up prosperity, to speed up manifesting, to speed up success, all I needed to do is really trust myself. Trust source is always inside me. Trust source is always going to take care of me because abundance is infinite. Abundance is divine. All I really needed to do is just to release my death grip, release my control. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay for me because I have divine right on this earth. See, that's what they've learned, and sometimes that's what you'll learn when you start doing this, when you start practicing this. You start learning that when you have a death grip on money, you stay there. You stay there for long. You stay there for years as long as you have a death grip on it. And once you start learning, and you have moments, what you do, you'll go back and forth. You have moments where you release it, then your experience for yourself, when you release it, more will come to you. More opportunities will come to you. More money will come to you. Money will come out of nowhere. An opportunity will come out of nowhere where you'll make money. You know what I mean? Then you kind of go back and forth like a teeter-totter. You have certain emotions that scare you, that bring fear in you. Worry, doubt, and fear will creep in. Okay, these are real emotions, and you're get a death grip on money again. Then you're cling to it. Then you start noticing when you cling to it, the signals of scarcity, the signals is a poverty mentality. Okay, when you signal scarcity, listen, guys, only scarcity can come to you. Then you start becoming aware of it. Then what happens is you release it again. Then when you release it again, things start working in your favor. Okay, so don't get messed up by this. Okay, you'll go back and forth for a while. Then when you start getting better at it, you still go back and forth, but not so much. Okay, then it will slow down for you. Once in a while you go back, but you'll catch yourself quicker. Then you go right back to releasing it. And I know this is hard. I'll end it with this. I know this is hard because it sounds easy, but what makes this really hard, like I said in the beginning of the video, is we have so much emotion around it. Okay, when we look at money as tight, lots of times for some of us or most of us, it scares us. Okay, worry, doubt, and fear creep in. Okay, and even our conscious mind will tell you, well, it's logical to have a death grip on money, Chad. It's logical to not spend. It's logical to not buy that birthday present. People will understand. It's logical. But what you have to understand is what state are you in? Okay, the state, are you in a state of lack and scarcity? Well, if you're in a state of lack and scarcity, that's only going to bring you more of lack and scarcity. You have to understand that. Okay, so you really have to measure the state you're in. Okay, why you're really doing something. Okay, you can still buy that birthday present. Maybe you don't spend as much as you usually would, but you still do the action. You still buy the birthday present because, again, you're releasing it. Okay, my friends. But other than that, tribe, just want to share that thought with you. Why it's early in the morning in Thailand. But anyway, comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this. If you just want to say hi. See what's everybody up to. But anyway, remember, I love you guys. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.